Hey guys, welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading When They See You Cry by Great to Be Crazy on Wattpad. So let's get into it. Prologue. You hit the hard concrete floor just outside of the school. Your bag and its contents were all over the floor, and you had several students swarming over you, laughing. What does a useless girl like you think she can never do as a hero? One of them asked, standing on one of your books. You're just a pathetic wannabe. You'll die on the first day. Do yourself a favor and quit while you can, they said, walking off, the rest following behind. You stood yourself up and continued to make your way to class, tears welling in your eyes. This wasn't the first time something like this happened, and you were getting tired of it. Were you really that weak and useless? Midoriya Izuku. Midoriya watches the classroom door slide open, and his eyes widened. The second you stepped into the classroom, you couldn't hold it back anymore, and fell to your knees, surprising many of your classmates. Muffled sobs could be heard from you, and Midoriya carefully made his way over to you. Hey, Moyan, is everything alright? Who am I kidding? Of course not. What happened to you? He asked in a soft tone, kneeling down in front of you and placing a hand on your shoulder. You opened your eyes and looked at the green-haired boy. He knew about your situation with our students. So, it only took for you to explain as briefly as you could before he brought you close into a comforting, warm hug. It'll be okay. We'll just tell Aizawa-sensei. I'm sure he'll sort them out for us. Just stay with me for now, okay? The green-haired boy said, and he nodded. He smiled at you, and he eventually calmed down. Katsuki. You had been acting slightly off since the day began, and he had definitely noticed. You seemed like you're at your breaking point. You had gone way overboard during training, as you often did when you're upset, and you were way too quiet. It was now lunchtime, and the explosive blonde had grabbed you by the arm and practically dragged you outside. Once it seemed you were out, his hands were on your shoulders, and he looked you straight in the eye. What's going on? You're upset. I can tell. Who hurt you? He asked. You simply looked at him for a few seconds, before tears began to slide down your cheeks, and you spilled everything that happened lately. His eyes widened, and he ruffled your hair a little. I'll be right back, he said with a slight grumble, and walked off. He came back about 5 minutes later, with the guys who had been making your life hell. They looked like they had burns on them. So, what do you have to say to her? He grumbled, and they all bowed down and apologized before being told to screw off and running away. He then walked towards you and placed a warm hand on your cheek. Next time something like this happens, tell me, goddammit. I'm here. So you don't have to take their bullshit, he said, and he smiled a little. Todoroki. You walked into the classroom in silence, only returning your classmates your greetings with a simple hum and wave as you made your way to your seat beside Todoroki. He turned his head to the side and looked at you with a hint of concern. Mayan, are you alright? He went to ask, but paused as he saw a drop of water hit your desk. He moved the seat a little closer to yours. Mayan, what happened to you? Please, look at me, he said, and he turned your head to face him, tears rolling down your cheeks. His eyes widened to see your tears, and one of his hands grabbed yours, which were resting on the desk. The other placed itself on your cheek, wiping away a few of your tears. Hey, did somebody hurt you? he asked. You looked down, and he sighed, bringing your head to his shoulder. It's alright to cry, but once you're done, I'm going to need the names of the people who hurt you. You lifted your head to look at him with a puzzled expression, and he smiled slightly. I need to have a little talk with them, he said, and he laughed a bit. He knew what he meant. You rested your head on his shoulder once again. You were quite sure that no one would mess with you again after this. Kirishima. Kiri, do you think I'm useless? You asked. Your voice broke slightly, which broke the boy's heart. He wrapped his arms around you and pulled you close to him, your head resting on his shoulder as you continued to sob. Of course you're not, Vian. You're one of the strongest, smartest, and kindest people I knew. Whoever said those things, you need to open their eyes, he said, then pushed you back a little so that you could look you in the eyes. How long has this been going on? He asked. He simply looked to the ground and muttered. Quite a while. He sighed and patted your head. Don't keep things like this a secret in the future, okay? It hurts me to see you like this, he said, and he nodded your head, wiping your tears away. Kaminari, you walked into class and were immediately greeted by Kaminari. Hey, cutie, how was your morning? He asked. That's when the tears started to fall down your cheeks. The blonde male panicked. I'm sorry. Was it something I said? Something I did? He asked, and he shook your head. No, just some of the students from another one of the classes, he said, and suddenly felt a jolt of electricity run through you as Kaminari's eyes turned serious. Something that was very rare for the boy. Names. What? Give me their names. Nobody hurts my little YN like this. Ever. He said, his hands resting on your cheeks, his thumb wiping away the tears that fell from your eyes. After you told him their names, he kissed your forehead and hugged you for a moment before letting you go. Don't worry, once I'm done, I'm sure they'll leave you alone, he said before he left. After about 10 minutes later, Aizawa-sensei entered the classroom, dragging completely brain-dead Kaminari, who clung to you as soon as he saw you. Thanks, Pikachu. I appreciate that, he said, and giggled a little. Sero, you had told Sarah about this before, and he had told you many times that you could deal with that you could deal with them, or you could tell Aizawa-sensei. But he didn't want to. He didn't want to seem weak in front of anyone, so he just let it go. But today, it was too much, and he knew that. He held you close to him as you cried, whispering soft reassurances into your ear, and stroking your hair. Look, it'll be okay. I promise. Just wait here for a bit, okay? And before you could respond, he left quickly, and then a few minutes later, he was back and sitting beside you, holding you close and trying to distract you. You had wondered what he did, but you really didn't bother to ask, until when you went out during lunchtime to find 3 boys taped to one of the walls, knocked out unconscious, and with papers taped to their foreheads. Wow, you truly had the best boyfriend, didn't you?